Essava, this is LaserBolt coming at you with another Destiny video, and today this video I want to help you guys achieve flawless on this map called the Floating Gardens. This map is kind of tricky to play, and I want to give you guys the tips necessary to kind of help you guys achieve flawless. Now this is not going to guarantee you're going to go flawless, but if you follow these tips, you're more than likely to have the advantage of the other team to achieve that flawless run. So before anything, if you guys find this video helpful and informative, make sure you guys drop a comment and a like. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. One thing I always recommend within these videos is knowing callouts. Callouts are going to be so important within this map. So I'm going to give you a quick reference point so you guys can have nice callouts so your team will know exactly what you mean when you're calling it out. So this front portion I like to call the front yard. From this rock to the end, this will be considered the front yard. This middle portion right here, which is where the flag spawns, this is called cap point. Everybody knows, hey, there's one pushing me in cap point. They'll know it's this circle because that is where the B flag spawns. This middle portion right here, this is considered the bridge, and this back part of this portion back here is considered the back of the bridge. So these are really good reference points to have when you guys are playing this map, because people will know exactly what you mean. So you know, if someone's pushing you, pushing you bridge, you could say, hey, I'm heading back to the front yard, go ahead and cover me and stuff like that, or I'm going back bridge, and you know, your teammates will know exactly what you mean when you're saying where you're going. As far as hot zones within this map, alright, here, this is hot zone number 1, hot zone number 2, and pretty much this bridge right here is hot zone number 3. When I say hot zone, is those are the places where you're most likely to get killed right off the bat of the start of map. If you guys know, in Trials, one of the key components to playing Trials is avoid getting picked as fast as possible, because that puts your team at a disadvantage, so you're going to want to avoid that. So in order for you to avoid this on this map, avoid going up here unless you're skilled and know how to evade not only grenades, but also are skilled with your primary weapon. So avoid this portion right here as much as you can. Either head to the bridge side, or if you're going to come up here, don't approach, don't go full rush in, approach. Make sure you guys time your approach when you're working up here. The reason is because this is called Grenade Central. That's what I like to call it. Every single time you go up here, you will get a bunch of grenades spammed at you, and people will start throwing grenades. And unfortunately, with the new Shinobis out, they have double script grenades, and with the Warlock, with the tracking grenade, this will go ahead and either put your team at a disadvantage if you go down, because remember, with a smoke grenade, you get tagged, your movement's going to become very slow, and then right there, boom, you die, and you put your team at a disadvantage. Your teammates getting this rest is going to be very difficult, because the other team will be pushing it with more grenades. So these are hot zones. Avoid the hot zones. Now, if you guys are trying to get a route, what is the best route to actually approach this map? I would say definitely head bridge, or kind of sort of hang it back and help the team push you a bit. This way you're able to get a pick before they get a pick. The key to this map is getting a pick before getting a pick and holding the orb. Weapons I want to recommend for this map are the following. First of all, we're going to go with Archetype. Hand cannons and pulse rifles will be your number one friends. If you guys don't have a pulse rifle or don't have a hand cannon, I'll tell you guys where you can pick one up that will be your friend for a long time. You're able to pick up the waltz from the Future Wall Court, and you're able to pick the Palmadrone from the Crucible vendor. Those weapons both roll with amazing rolls and are efficient on this map, and pretty OP in PvP. The reason why I recommend Pulse and a hand cannon is because they pair well with not only with a shotty and also with a sniper. Now the reason I don't recommend any scout rifles, or the Mina in particular, is because it does not allow you to flinch the enemy sniper, and it doesn't come with flinch. If you're trying to use a scout, you love with scout rifles, and I would tell you to reuse the Burning Eye, which is the scout rifle from that you pick up from Trials of Osiris. If you've gotten flawless before, if you have the adept version, then you're definitely going to want to run that if you love scouts. Those are the 3 different archetypes I would recommend, but overall, always favoring the pulse rifle, then hand cannon, then scout rifle, all dependent on what your secondary will be. As far as secondary is concerned, definitely would recommend shotties. Shotties are very favorable in this map, even though this map is kind of big and huge. You would think, most people would run with a sniper, but no, this map is actually pretty, a lot of people are pushing the map. Like I said, this map is big, but the majority of the engagements always happen in this middle area, all across. So from here all the way to the mid, that's the majority of engagements, or where there's going to be the majority of deaths. As far as subclasses are concerned, subclasses I would highly recommend for this one is Blade Dancer. The reason why Blade Dancer is because not only do you have If you have the Shinobis, which everybody should have, you have double skip grenades, which will be very effective for your team. Not only that, but Blade Dancer is a roaming supers. Roaming supers are very effective in this map since the map is so big. Another subclass I would recommend as a hunter is Night Stalker. Night Stalker is a really subclass not only because of the tether, it allows you to confine engagements and also help you to get those quick reses in case your team is down with that tether. But the smoke grenade is pretty OP when it comes to this map. Wouldn't recommend too much Gunslinger. Would highly go with Blade Dancer number 1, Night Stalker number 2. If you're a Titan, would want to go with Smash. Primarily that would be your favorite one, and then the Solar Titan would be your number 2. Even though I would highly recommend Defender, especially to capping this point, since this point is going to be open for the capture if it goes to overtime. And since it's such an open area, that bubble could save your life. So definitely would go with the Falling Striker and Defender as my number 2, my number 1 and my number 2 priorities. If you are a Warlock, then I would highly recommend you guys go with Nova priority number 1, Stormcaller number 2, especially with that roaming super. Unfortunately, Stormcaller doesn't have really good nades, per se for this map, but still his roaming super is quite effective, plus his melee with the shoddy combo will be very effective. One tip I want to give you guys is, you guys are playing this map, try to use the pillars, which are these, and high ground to your advantage. Make sure you guys, when you're shooting, you're strafing back and forth from cover. So if someone's right there, make sure you guys are landing your shots. If you're injured or getting hurt, make sure you guys go back in cover and come back and re-engage. Don't just stand here and shoot like this. Make sure you're always using a cover to re-engage the enemy. Make sure you're landing your shots, go cover, re-engage, and so forth. If you're trying to get better picks or better angles, don't just go out here and try to get a better angle like this. What you could do is easily either jump on the pillars like so. Hold on, jump on the pillars like so, and whoop, I keep missing the pillar. Jump on the pillar like so, and try to get a nice shot on the enemy if they're jumping up top, or you can jump up here, get a better pick. If they start shooting you and hurting you, all you can do is just drop down and kind of take that cover. That's going to be working effectively wherever you are fighting or engaging. If you're on this side, make sure you guys are constantly using this thing for cover. You're shooting right here, make sure you're shooting, blah, 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 taking cover and using these walls for cover, because this is going to be not only save you maybe a couple of deaths, but also give your team an advantage if you're using that cover wisely. As far as heavy is concerned, heavy spawns right here as well. Playing the heavy round, my best suggestion is try to rush the heavy and avoid the other team to pick it up, because if you don't get up there fast enough, the other team will, and once they have heavy, it's pretty much game over. One tip I want to give you guys, which I've seen a lot of people struggle with, and not only everybody in general, but even ourselves when we were running a few trials matches, is make sure you guys play the orb. If you kill an orb, don't for example, let's say we get an orb pick right here, don't leave your teammate by himself right here just defending this orb and you're roaming around the map, whatever. Make sure if he says, hey, I got an orb down or a man down, then make sure all of you guys are right there holding that orb, because team revives are going to be important, especially on such a big map. Like I said, highly recommend a shoddy and a pulse rifle combo, or shoddy and hand cannon combo. If you decide to go with a sniper, then definitely last word combo with a sniper rifle will be very effective, or you could run a longer range pulse rifle depending on the type of team that's actually doing. So there's two teams you're going to be finding here. You're going to find team 1, which is pusher people who push all three together, and then you have the more passive players who are staying back. It's all that is going to be dependent on the way you play the map, so make sure you guys are constantly adjusting, because this map requires you guys to adjust. What you can do is definitely sometimes come up here with your team, and then other times go bridge side, just to keep the team off balance and off focus. Make sure you guys are throwing your grenades on sync and on time. So if I'm throwing these grenades, make sure that someone else is throwing the grenades as well. And overall, in general, that is what you're going to want to do in this map. I hope all these tips are helpful and help you achieve that flawless. If they do, make sure you guys leave me a comment and a like. And don't forget, guys, if you want to stay up to date to all things Destiny, make sure you keep it locked here. And I will catch you guys on the next video.